Hey, hello, everybody. This is DJ Doc. I am so glad you are here with me on Straight Talk. And it's been a minute. If you remember, I said that we were transitioning a little bit to podcasts, a little bit easier for everyone to listen to and so forth. But I want you to watch the shows if you can. And remember, we always put them up on our website on Rock Media on YouTube. Okay, so make sure you look at the shows and so forth, so you don't miss anything. I know everyone's getting ready for Thanksgiving. Right now, y'all know Lady Rock is downstairs. She's in the kitchen making her famous mac and cheese. I can't wait. Nope, I'm not grating any cheese this year because I'm up here doing the show. Lucky me, huh? Yeah, yeah. But I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I know that you're doing everything to try and make this a welcoming and loving Thanksgiving because we've been in this pandemic now going on 2 years. 2 years. Can you believe it? 2 years. So, once again, if you're doing that, make sure that you are following all of the things that I always talk about. Okay. The first one we talk about is make sure you're wearing your masks when you need to. All right. That's going to help prevent you from getting or giving anyone COVID. All right. And then your next thing, make sure that you're washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. Make that happen all throughout your Thanksgiving enjoyment with family and friends. And then lastly, as best you can, social distance 6 feet or more. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But do the best that you can so that you can have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. All right? I appreciate all of you. Today, we're going to get into some serious topics, okay? The young lady that I have coming on with me today, she is a guest, and I met her, probably a couple of weeks ago at a networking event. And that's when she actually told us what she was going to be doing and what she has. So I'm going to introduce this individual to you here. Her name is Chavali McIntosh. She is the founder and president of Purpose on Purpose, and she has been passionate about volunteering and nonprofit work from an early age. All right. Now, as a mom and a retired Marine Corps veteran, did you hear that? Retired Marine Corps veteran. You know she don't play. All right, and you know I love my Marines. Shivali has dedicated her life to helping others, whether in her own home, in her community, or for her country. All right, so I want you guys, if you would, to help me welcome Miss Shivali McIntosh to the show. Hey, Shivali, how you doing?
Hi, DJ Doc. How are you? I'm
All
good.
right, all right, good. So I know that you have the nonprofit Purpose on Purpose. I want you to give us some information as to what this nonprofit is about.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to be here. Purpose on Purpose is a nonprofit that is community based, and it's for female survivors of domestic violence that are determined to reclaim their lives. And we provide a year of transitional housing for this individual who is no longer involved in that relationship.
So now, besides the housing, what else is it that you're going to be providing these individuals?
It's also with resources. And what we're hoping to do is to partner with other organizations that provide resources with the form of uh, they provide. I'm sorry,
No,
they
it's all
provide
right. No problem.
vocational skills, um, different types of job search programs and things of that nature. So having being provided with these other organizations, we're able to come together with the other organizations and this individual and provide a strategic 1 year plan for these ladies to participate. And in
Hmm.
order to actually be a resident at Purpose on Purpose, you have to be involved in either one of our affiliate programs or partnerships or in some other form of, bettering yourself and moving forward. So it's not necessarily for individuals who have just left the domestic violence situation. You have to be at a point where you're actually purposeful in your intentions and wanting to move forward.
Right, right. So I know that I just introduced you and said that you are dedicated to helping others. What made you really want to do this type of nonprofit?
Well, a few years ago, I'm a Christian, and the Holy Spirit placed on my heart to do this actual nonprofit. I myself am not a survivor of domestic violence. That has never been my situation. But being in the military, I've helped individuals that I've had under my charge to get through some things and got them the
Hmm.
resources that they need. And I've seen some things behind the chair. I'm a retiring hairstylist, so I've seen some things from behind the chair. And a lot of hairstylists, we are trained to be not first responders, but to be to report anything that we see. So we report those things. So I've been around it, and I haven't been touched by it, but I've been around it, and it's just something that the Holy Spirit placed on my heart to do.
Right. Well, like we were talking about before, you know, um, no, we haven't been victims ourselves, but we're touched by it because of the simple fact we're dealing with individuals that have been through this. Myself,
Definitely.
just like you, as a nurse, we're supposed to report that when we see it and things of that nature. And you'll always get when people know what you do as a hairstylist, they get in the chair, they start feeling good. They'll let you know a little bit about what's going on in their world,
Yes.
and sometimes it can be something that's really sad, really sad. And I wanted to put out there, and I know a lot of people may be thinking about it, but Domestic Violence Awareness Month is usually in October.
Right.
We are talking about it right now because, as I said, I saw you at a networking event and you talked about doing this, and I was like, this is fantastic. This is something that's needed. We chatted for a while, and it was definitely on my heart to make sure that people were aware of Purpose on Purpose.
Mhm.
So one of the things um, I want to let people know is, there are always places that you can go, you can reach out for help and things of that nature. And what you're going to see throughout the show is we're going to let you know how you can do that. Okay, so I want you to just look at the information that's below for anonymous, confidential help. It's always available 24/7. You can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Okay, so you can make sure that you can contact someone if you are in need of help. Now, we want to talk about also reaching out to friends, reaching out to family. It can be difficult, and we're aware of that, but these are things that you can do. Okay, things that you can do. Now, Shivali, one of the things I love is the name of your nonprofit. Tell me, how did you come up with that name?
It wasn't me. It was the Holy Spirit. I woke up one
Okay.
day and literally it was purpose on purpose. So you have to
Hmm.
be intentional about being purposeful. And that was like a mouthful. So it was just purpose on purpose.
Okay. And I know
Yeah.
that you've given it a little nickname. What are you calling it?
I call it pop.
Right,
And our
right.
hashtag is a hashtag full of pop.
Right. And I'm gonna make sure everyone is aware of that because that is something that I want everyone to know and for people to use. We're gonna make sure we brand it like crazy so people feel comfortable and they understand what it is about. They understand what it is about. Now, I know that we talked a little bit earlier about the fact that you are a Marine.
Yes.
Now, go ahead and let everybody know, how long did you serve?
20 years.
All right, so you are a true retired veteran, 20
Yes.
years. And everybody knows I've always talked about I'm a retired Navy doc, and that's because I was with the Marines. And as I said earlier, I love my Marines. Um, I know that I need to always be there for them, and they're always there for me. So that's a brotherhood and connection that will last forever. So I want you to tell us a little bit because one of the things that I found and I thought was pretty interesting was the fact that I was able to come up with a couple of pictures. Yeah, a couple of pictures.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Okay, so I mean, I want
Yes.
people to know for real, she was a real Marine. Okay, and and I say that because of the simple fact she has talked about dedicating her life, and you need to know that she created this nonprofit and she's going full steam ahead with it because that's what Marines do, and she's going to be handling all of this along with compassion but determination of a Marine. Okay, so I just wanted people to know, hey, she was a Marine. She was not kidding. But we also have to where, you know, she is also going to be the young lady when she needs to. Okay? You're going to be able to talk to her. You don't have to worry about the fact, you say something to her and she's going to come at you. But all right, you know what? You need to settle down. Let's do some push-ups and get over this. No, no. And I'm just telling people because a lot of times I play with them like, what? You know what? Let's do some push-ups. But she is there and will be there for you. One of the things that I wanted people to know is that um, when it comes time to enjoying and living life and so forth, you want to make sure that you're, uh, I want to say, acceptable to people. You know,
Hmm.
they need to know that you're real. And, like I said,
Approachable.
right,
Hmm.
approachable. And, boom, there's another one. She puts on makeup, just like you. All right. She enjoys life and she wants to make sure that others are enjoying life too. All right. So my whole goal was to make sure that people understood that. And the other thing is making sure that this woman is serious about her business. She is a networker and she has made connections with different individuals. Tell them where you met this young lady at.
I was fortunate enough to meet someone named Jessie, and she has a organization or company called FemX Quarters. And I met a lot of interest, a lot of influential people at a networking event. And this particular picture is from a couple of Fridays ago, where Jessie was celebrating her 2-year anniversary of her co-working space. And at that mixer, she and I made a connection, and she's actually going to be sponsoring Purpose on Purpose for 2022. So we'll be moving forward and making meaningful connections. That's Jessie in the middle.
Hmm.
She's amazing. And like I said, her company is FemX Quarters, and she has a co-working space. So we'll be partnering for the new year and working together. And I'm really excited about the opportunity. I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity.
Right. And Jesse is top notch. I've worked with her several times and so forth and still do. So you've got a good person there that's going to be sponsoring and working with you as well. Now, one of the things I also want people to know is that besides being purposeful about certain things, you have something that you do on Fridays, and I want you to tell us a little bit about what that is.
Well, on Fridays, I have a little segment on Instagram and Facebook called Founder Friday. And
Hmm.
Founder Friday is very important to me because I know a lot of people start nonprofits and the people are asking for funding and things of that nature. But I wanted to be transparent in what it is that I'm doing. And I wanted people to see exactly what exactly goes on behind the scenes. And it's a lot of work putting up something new and putting your heart into it and being purposeful. But I wanted to be transparent, and I wanted to basically just show what you see is what you get. Like what you see today is not all glammed up. What you see in the street is what you're going to come across when you meet me. So I wanted to be purposeful in my intentions and let it be known at exactly what's going on. So it means a lot to me to do Founder Friday,
Hmm.
and it's
And
flaws and all.
hey, and that's a good thing to do because nowadays, uh, when you're asking people to help, they need to know that it's real.
Hmm.
They definitely need to know that it's real. Now, one of the things that I wanted to bring up, and again, is where tell us a little bit about this.
Well, this quote is thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude. And I am grateful for where I've come from. I'm grateful for the things that have happened around me. I don't think anything has happened to me. I think things happen for a reason. So I'm grateful for those experiences. And
Hmm.
the gratefulness is tied into the thankfulness. So I like a quote that's by Dr. Maya Angelou, and she says, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. And I think
Right,
that all ties into being grateful, having gratitude, and being thankful. So that's what this quote means to me. It's being thankful for where you came from, and seeing the wisdom in what you've been through and being able to get to the next level.
right, right. Now, one of the things I know that we wanted to talk about was a little bit in making sure that people understand what exactly are some of the warning signs of an abuser. All right, because since I've met you and talked with a couple of people, I've listened to some people that were having some things going on and so forth. And one of the things was they weren't sure that they were in an abusive relationship. You know,
Mhm.
they weren't sure what was going on. They were just thinking along the lines that, well, I did something,
Mhm.
and that's not always the case. What are some of the red flags and warning signs of an abuser? And I know it's included, but they're not limited to.
That's a good question. Some of the signs of an abuser are just isolation from friends and family. They
Hmm.
tend to want to keep you separate from everyone else. So you're not getting any input or any ideas or you don't have an individual thought. You just isolated.
Right.
Something else is verbal abuse, possessiveness. Sometimes there's cruelty to animals,
Hmm.
um, abuse of other family members, the accusations and the jealousy that comes along with them thinking that the individual is flirting with or having a relationship with someone else,
Right.
harassment at work.
Right.
What else? There's also the verbal abuse. I think I said verbal abuse.
Yes.
um,
Yes.
Emotional abuse. There's financial abuse. A lot of people don't know about the financial aspect of it. A lot of times they will take the individual's debit cards or things of that nature that makes them independent and take that from them. So that's
Hmm.
another one. So it's a lot of a lot of different signs, but those are just a
Right.
few.
And I know that there's, just like you were talking about, there's also demeaning victims either privately or publicly. I've seen
Hmm.
where some guys have been out there and it's just ripping into whoever is supposed to be their spouse or significant other and so forth, in front of people. And it's like, wow, um, that shouldn't be happening, but you see things like that. You know,
Right.
um, it's just, and also blaming the victim for anything bad that happens. Like I said
Hmm.
before, I've had other nurses that I know who said, well, I did this, or I shouldn't have done that, and it's not always about that, you know. So these are things that I know when you talk about resources, having a resource that's going to allow them to uh, talk this through with somebody who
Hmm.
is able to do that. I know we've been
Right.
working on connecting you with some individuals and so forth that can aid with doing that. So
Yes.
those are all, excuse me, all things that you know will be a part of it. The other one is that doesn't get talked a lot about is forced sex or disregard of a partner's unwillingness to have sex. That's
Hmm.
one of the things that comes in as well. And no one should be forced to do that if that's not what they want to do, no
Right.
matter if it's your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. So that's a sign as well. Now, one of the things that we talked about was a lot of individuals saying, you know what, they had the opportunity to get out, they should have just left. Or they talked about the fact they just stayed. You know, I wanted to put out there a little bit about why victims stay because I've heard that so many times from people. And, it is tough to think about because some individuals are like, I'm not putting up with that, I'm out, you know, but
Hmm.
everyone isn't able to do that. So I want some
Right.
people to understand a little bit as to why.
Well, I mean, it's not. Part of it is it actually takes about approximately 7 times for a victim to leave their abuser for good. So
Hmm.
what happens is in the beginning, it starts off like it's called the honeymoon phase, and everything is going well. Everything is fine. But like I mentioned earlier, they get to a point where they become isolated, and the more isolated they are, the more connections with other people they don't have. And if they
Hmm.
have no financial resources, if they don't have the support of family and friends, if they don't have, the support and the care or the intent to actually help them. And a lot of times it's not known. Sometimes the abusers are doing these things and it's unknown to other people. So if it's not
Right,
known, that becomes like almost like an isolated incident where the individual doesn't have anybody else to cling to except the abuser. And a lot of times, I mean, it's common with a lot of things, not just abuse, But once we become comfortable with something, we stay in it, even though we know it's bad. It's what we know. So it's not
Hmm.
that they can always leave, and it's not that they always have the support to leave. And they stay. Sometimes what's not known as well as something we touch on at Purpose on Purpose is sometimes there's a pet involved, and they don't want to leave that individual, they don't want to leave that pet behind, so the
Right.
pet becomes like that support animal, so they don't want to leave that situation. And then two, it's about where they're going to go when they leave. I
Hmm.
have this house over my head, I have food to eat, she may be abusing me, but at the same time too, I do have this. What am I
Right.
I'm stepping into the unknown when I do leave. So there's a lot of different reasons why individuals don't leave that situation, and it's a very difficult situation.
Right. And one of the big things that a lot of people, they may not like to hear this, but they need to hear it is a lot of times they feel that there's no support from friends and family. I think you
Mhm,
mentioned that earlier. And a lot of times people look at the fact it's not my business to get involved. you know. But I want to say that if you know of somebody that's going through this, it is your business. You want to make sure that you're protecting them and saving them because one of the other thing is that the fear that the abuser's actions will become more violent and may become lethal if the victim attempts to leave. That's one of the
mhm,
big ones that we always hear and so forth. There were some incidents that occurred back, I believe, in the 70s. A young lady, they made a movie called The Burning Bed, and I
mhm,
remember that there were countless times when you saw the true story where she contacted the police and said that there were some things going on and told friends and family. And, back in the 70s, they were like, that's that man's wife. He can do what he wants.
mhm,
And, it got to the point where she wasn't going to tolerate it anymore. And she actually killed him by burning him in bed while he was asleep, you
mhm.
know. Um, we just need to make sure that people understand what's going on. You know, Also the victim's lack of knowledge on access to safety and support. That's part
Mhm.
of what we're talking about with Purpose on Purpose. You know, Getting you out of there and then getting you to a point where you feel safe and viable, where you can do things as well. You
Right.
know, um, Fear of losing custody of any children. You know, that's a big one that I know gets held over people's heads and so forth. Uh, it may be where he's been the breadwinner, and now it's been put out there. If you leave, you're not getting the kids. You don't have any money.
Mhm.
You don't have a job. But all of those things can be acquired. You know,
Right.
and you want to make sure that you're safe, your children are safe, things of that nature. So um, you're able to continue doing what needs to be done and so forth.
And I'm
So
gonna just interject. I'm gonna just, if you
sure,
don't mind.
most definitely. No, not at
And
all.
that's where Purpose on Purpose comes in, because when the individual leaves a relationship such as that, they've done the hardest thing they've ever done in their life by leaving. So once they leave, it's almost like a relief, but at the same time too, there's like a fear of moving forward.
Hmm.
And if the individual does not get the support that they need, a lot of bad situations can happen. It can lead to drug abuse because they're not getting the support. So if they don't have that support, they may turn to drugs. They may turn to prostitution. They may also turn to human trafficking. There's a lot of bad things that can happen at that pivotal point for that individual. So we just need to let them know that there's help out there, and we can help them, and we can help to get them through the next hurdle and move them forward. And a lot of times, too, if there are children involved, that cycle of abuse continues with the children
Right,
because the children are seeing this. And that's
right,
what makes this even more volatile, because it's not just about that individual, it's about the future generation. So if
right,
we can come in and step in and stand in a gap for that woman, that individual that's going through this, and just let them know that you're supported and you will receive sustainable support. Sustainable meaning it's going to last the long haul. And it's like, we're not about teaching you, or bringing you to the table. We're going to teach you how to build your own table so you can continue to do what it is that you need to do, whether you're with Purpose on Purpose, or the next location, or building higher and better for yourself and your family. So it's also
right,
about putting these families back together as well.
right. Now, one of the things I know that we've talked about also is the fact that there are some things that you, as Purpose on Purpose, need assistance with so that you can continue to help individuals through things like this. And I know we talked about donations and things of that nature. Um, what I want you to do is talk a little bit about what it is that Purpose on Purpose needs in order to do this. And I'm going to put up something so that you can go ahead and talk about that.
Okay. The goal for Purpose on Purpose is to have a house, and the house is going to be a home for these women and for the year. And in order to have this house, we're going to need things that help a house to function, meaning the beds. We want to have a computer station where it helps with the job search. So if they need to type up resumes or they need to do job searches or things of that nature, we're actually going to have a like an office center inside the home where they can actually come and do that. Because I mean, realistically, if you were living in your house, you would be able to do these things. So we want these women to still be able to succeed and to move forward. So we're going to have that there as well. Eventually, would like to have a purchase a vehicle to be able to provide outings monthly for these ladies. For example, just doing different things that they may not have an opportunity to do because they are dealing with financial issues. The house itself, the rent for the ladies are not going to be, it's not going to be it's not, it's going to be affordable because we want we want them to be able to afford different things. So if they need to save money for a vehicle or they have other things that they need to be saving for, rent should not be their main focus. They should be able to actually save money at the same time as well.
Right.
Feminine hygiene products, things of that nature, gently used clothes. We want to be able to provide clothing for these ladies. And let's say, for example, they have a job interview coming up. Want them to be able to, go through the clothing and select clothing that resonates with them and that they can wear and feel confident in. Just things of that nature, things that's going to make the house a home. So any funds that are donated are going to be provided for general support, but just trust and believe when I tell you that the money is going to go where it's the greatest need for Purpose on Purpose. So I don't
Right.
really want to be too specific in saying what exactly is needed because exactly what's needed is where the money is going to go. But trust, like I said, all donations will be towards the individuals and individuals within POP.
hmm Now, the one thing I want to make sure that everyone understands and knows as well is how they can reach you and how they can assist with donating and whatnot. And I know that you are on Facebook, and I'm putting up right there. You can find Chavali Purpose on Purpose on Facebook.
Hmm.
They can reach out to you through that and see some of what you're about and things of that nature. But you're also on Instagram, and we know with being on Instagram, it's full purpose on purpose. So you can follow her there, so you can keep up with everything that's going on. As she says, she is transparent. She's going to let you know what's going on, things that are happening, and so forth. So it's not something you have to be like, hey, I want to donate, but how do I know what's happening?
Hmm.
You can definitely reach out to her and you can follow her and see all the things that she's doing. So you can follow on Facebook as well as Instagram. Okay. And then I'm going to put up how you can reach her totally. All right. You can see right there, Chavali McIntosh. She is the founder and president of a nonprofit, Purpose on Purpose. The website, and we talked about this earlier with the acronym fullofpop.org. Okay. Her email there, info@fullofpop.org. You can join as an affiliate partner, join at fullofpop.org. Like we said once before, Facebook is Purpose on Purpose, and Instagram, Full of Purpose on Purpose. Now, you can go to the website and you can make your donations there. When we talked about the joining as an affiliate partner, Rock Enterprise is becoming an affiliate partner with Purpose on Purpose, and we're going to be assisting with trying to do some fundraisers and things of that nature. One of the things we've talked about, and I think everyone will enjoy, is those of you that's known us for our paint parties. We're going to be doing some paint parties out at FEMX, so we want to make sure that you are aware of that and that you definitely come out, support, enjoy. Okay. Our paint parties are usually where we've got some music playing, we've got some wine sipping going on, and a lot of painting. Okay, and the painting is, y'all know it's led by Lady Rock. We put the diagram onto the canvases for you, so you don't have to worry about drawing a perfect circle. It's already going to be there. You just come out and enjoy, but know that your funds are going towards a good purpose, which is purpose on purpose. Okay, so we want to make sure that you guys are aware of that, and we're going to make sure you know when this will be taking place, and we're just going to keep doing it until we can get what's needed for them. All right. If there's anybody out there that writes grants and so forth, please reach out to Shivali. All right. Grants, she is an actual nonprofit. Okay. It's not a game, it's not a joke. She takes this seriously. And, one of the things I was teasing her about earlier is I want you guys to really understand why I say that she's serious about this. Okay. So you see, it says, what color is her aura? Right? It's silver. All right. Sassy, classy, and badassy. Did you hear that? Sassy, classy, and badassy. All right. She puts her best foot forward, whatever the occasion. She carries herself with confidence and pride, unafraid to show what you're made of. Okay. She will let you know what she's made of by backing up what she says. And we wouldn't be working with her as an affiliate partner if we did not feel that way. And I'm talking about Rock Enterprises. So we definitely support her with what she's doing, and we're going to continue to support and be there. Um, Shivali, I want you to, uh, before we go, I want you to just leave us with something that a person that is going through this needs to know. Okay? Leave them with a little something.
You're not alone. You are not alone. There are individuals out here that want to help you, Purpose on Purpose, other organizations that want to help you. You need to know that you are not what you've been through. And what
Mm-hmm.
you've been through will make you stronger. Like I said before, Dr. Maya Angelou's quote, it resonates with me on so many levels. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Just because you've been through a difficult situation, probably one of the hardest you've ever been in, it does not have to define you. And it actually will give you the strength that you need to move forward. You are not alone. You just need to hold on and reach out. Just hold on and reach out.
That's it. That's it. And once again, the number is there. If you need to contact somebody, it's anonymous, so we can try and get you some help. You don't have to be in this alone. Just like Javali said, reach out. All right. There's people that care. There's people that's there for you. All right. And, those of you that are watching, I want you to know once again that you can, and we wish that you will donate. Go to the website. Your donations can be done there. And remember, your donations, you can write those off. Okay. So it's a nonprofit. You can write those off so you don't have to be like, I'm missing out on anything. And we're going to be hitting up some companies. All right, some major companies. We talked about that. We're gonna be coming through the door. Now I don't know if we have to have some Humvees and tanks with us because she was a Marine, but y'all y'all better make sure that you help them where you can.
I still got
Okay.
my camis.
Uh-oh. She still got it. You hear y'all? She still got a cami, so better watch it. Well, Shivali, thank you for being on with us. I appreciate you. Um, I know what you're doing is going to be fantastic, and we're going to try and meet that goal of helping get everything together within the next 6 to 12 months, so we can help as many ladies as possible.
Yes. Thank you so
Okay.
very much for having me on. You and your wife, Lady Rock. I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I'm looking forward to what's to come. And I appreciate the partnership as well. So thank you very much from myself and from the ladies of Purpose on Purpose as well. So thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. You have a happy Thanksgiving. Okay.
You too.
All
Don't
right.
eat too much mac and cheese.
Oh no, that's gonna be gone. No, that's for me. That's for me.
Okay.
I might give a spoon to the kids, but aside from that, they eat every day. They don't need to eat on Thursday. Okay, is that
Thank you
abuse?
so much.
Uh-oh, I better watch it. I better watch it. I better make sure they do get fed. Okay, all right. Take care. We'll talk with
Thank
you later.
you.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye. So everybody, just wanted to make sure that you were aware of this beautiful nonprofit that's here, what she's going to be doing, and what she's going to be trying to bring to the community and so forth. And if you have any questions, you can see the phone number down there for help and whatnot. We did put up all the information so that you can reach Chavali, but you can also go to our page, our website, and her information will be there before Monday morning. Okay, and you'll be able to click on the link and get right to her page. So I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving once again. Be safe out there. Enjoy your turkey or whatever it is you're gonna have. But I gotta tell you, the mac and cheese is mine. Peace, everybody.